What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis, your coach of the Helsinki Dragons, and we are back for the APA Academy Week 1 battle versus Zombie and his team be the Victinis. Make sure to check his YouTube channel out, that will be down below in the description, as well as all of the other coaches in the APA Academy that gonna be playing throughout this season, and some of them that we do go up against ourselves during this 12th week of regular season. But regards to my opponent and his roster, you can see right above my face cam, including my own roster as a comparison. And now let's go very briefly the team that I'm gonna be bringing this week, and then we get to see how this battle is gonna be turning out once I get connected with my opponent. But we are gonna be starting this off with my Snorlax, which is gonna be running Body Slam, Earthquake, Sleep, Talk and Rest, just to be an insurance for GENGAR. And I also have the Chopo Berry to take the Focus Blast a lot better, as well as potentially something like a high jump kick from Cinderace, because I do also have Thick Fat. So as long as that berry is intact, I am a soft check to that thing, worst comes to worst, if I can afford to do that. But that's going to be our Snorlax this week. Next one of the team is going to be my Gigamax Gengar with Dual Stab, Dazzling Gleam and Energy Ball. And I don't decide to go with setup this week, which you're going to be noticing because my opponent has a Ditto right there. So I don't want to deal with potentially of my own Mon being set up and try to prevent that to sweeping me. So I'm just going all out attack, and I figured that Energy Ball and Dazzling Gleam give me good kind of coverage to deal with the Komodo, Rotom, Was, as well as the Hippopotas. I know 100% that's how it's being pronounced. Don't add me in the comment section, that is how that mod is being said in itself. But just in case if that mod happens to show up to be like a Spidef, Eevee like shenanigans, and I cannot for life of me 2-hit KO it, I want to prevent that scenario to be the case and be embarrassed like that on week 1. So I have the Energy Ball just in case for that, and I'll be seeing a Gigamax form. All of these moves basically get boosted, and the signature move which turns into, I don't know what it's called, but basically what Shadow Ball turns into is the signature move for Gigamax Gengar, which traps my opponent, which is pretty nice, because then I can follow it up with one of my other stronger moves and go from there. And when it comes to Gengar's item, it's always gonna be holding some sort of ball, just like any of the Gigamax forms during this season, because we are forced to go this route. We cannot run any other item on this, just to kind of deter the broken mechanic that we have in this scenario. So with Gigamaxing and Dynamaxing, nothing can Dynamax, but Gigamax Mons can Gigamax for those 3 turns that the mechanic is working. But we have to run these balls, and I'm gonna be running Master Ball, cause why the heck not? I might as well make most out of it when I have it. So that's going to be the Gengar, and then we are gonna be bringing out Choice Scarf Hydreigon. Yet again, no setup on this one either, not similar ways that nothing else on my team what I'm trying to butcher here. But I'm gonna be running Choice Scarf Hydreigon because it's just too good to pass out on, because I outspeed a +1 Komodo after a Dragon Dance or after even a signature move, because that's actually legal in the AP Academy. So it gives me a failsafe versus that. And it also enables me to outspeed the mons that do naturally outspeed my entire team, or at worst is a speed tie with his own Gengar versus my Gigamax Gengar, if I would have happened to run max speed Timmy, which I'm not, because I don't bank on that speed tie. But I have my Hydreigon to outspeed it if it's not Choice Scarf, and same goes for the Cinderace and the Whimsicott. So that's going to be the Hydreigon. I also backed Flamethrower over Flash Cannon just in case if the Ditto turns into this, so he cannot hit my Fairy type super effectively either, while I can hit his with this set. So that's going to be the Hydreigon. Then we have our leftovers Rotom, I believe, max speed, timid, rest on special attack and HP, kind of summarizing them in a general idea how I invested otherwise for my own liking that I thought was most benefiting for me. This is just there to function as a pivot, especially to his own Rotom, but also some other things like Whimsicott or even the Hippopotas or anything like that, and more importantly provides me remover and also something that can provide some statuses with Thunder Wave, because Thunder Wave is actually really nice to slow down his things, especially those that could outspeed my Gigamax Gengar naturally. So if I'm happy to catch them off guard, if they happen to switch into me for whatever reason, I can do that, and it's going to be tough for my opponent to really go from there, because I don't think he has any form of Cleric on his team. So that should be really nice if we get those Thunder Waves off with that thing. But the next member of our team is gonna be our Assault Vest Hadrini with Magic Bounce, of course, and we are running very bulky set because I want to make sure that if Komodo finds its way to set up at +1 with the Omni boosting, this thing should always live any one hit. Knock on wood, as long as crit doesn't happen, I keep it at full health, and then I blow it back with Dashing Gleam, even through the boosting from special defense, cause, how should I say, basically, even if he has Rosary Berry, I think I still always kill it, and unless he has a lot of bulk investment, and if he happens to get a Drain Punch off versus anything that I would have to sack on it and it gains it back on full health, and he's not Rosary Berry, I can still kill it with a Dashing Gleam. So that's basically Hadrini with that set on its own, and the last two moves along with my dual stab, they are just most useful ones that I could figure out on a Assault Vest set when I cannot run any status move or anything like that. I wanted to run Trick Room on this week because he actually doesn't have any Steel type on his roster, which was a mistake from his behalf, but he fixed that through free agency, so he's gonna be having Steel type starting for week 2, but for week 1 he doesn't have it. But I don't feel like the Trick Room was something that I really necessarily needed to do, because I figured that this is better for me to prevent me to lose instead of trying to make a winning condition, which I didn't feel like I need to have, even though it's a very good luxury potentially to do. But then the last member of the team is going to be my Quillfish, which is going to be fully physically defensive just to deal with the Cinderace, because I don't really have anything else that deals with it properly. And it has to be placed, it cannot be Libero, even though the other two starters are allowed during this season to run their hidden abilities, but Cinderace cannot run it because Libero is borderline broken for Draft League format, so thankfully I don't have to deal with that. So place Cinderace should be checked well with this thing, and I can provide some chip with Rocky Helmets as long as he's going for a contact move like U-turn or Zen Headbutt or what have you. So I can do that and go from there, and then I have Dual Stab, Pain Split as a form of recovery, and then I have Haze as well, just in case if any kind of setup gets going with the Komodo or anything like that, and especially if I get some paralysis off on Orbeetle or anything like that, and then they try to set up, I always have this thing with Haze, and I can deter them to be able to just sweep me from there. So that's going to be the team, and now I'm going to be connected with my opponent being the zombie, and we get this LAN thing working out again. Hopefully it's not going to be taking too long for me, but for you it's going to be only taking 2 seconds while we get into the battle, so stay tuned for that. And let's see how this week 1 is going to be going for us. Alright, here we are with the battle with my opponent being zombie, and let's see what he's gonna be bringing. I actually don't have really good idea per se what he will be bringing, barring Cinderace, Roto-Was, and Gengar. I feel like those 3 are just too good of a monster not to bring. But after that it's going to be a little bit more guessing wise that what he would decide to bring. But let's go and see. Good luck and have fun to my opponent, and hopefully we can start off this season in AP Academy a little bit better than it ended up being in the UBL season for week 1 when I actually timed out from my battle when I was winning. But knock on wood, I won't be doing that again. But he brings his Gigamax, Orbeetle, Cinderace, Roto-Was, Ditto, Komodo, and Gengar. So pretty much all the kind of like the best monsters possible that he decided to bring, which is fine. And I think I will stick with my Rotom, so I have a good matchup versus his own Rotom. The other things I can manage if he leads up with them and go from there and swap out if I need to. But I figure this is the good way to lead out with. If he leads with Komodo, I can immediately Thunder Wave it and cripple it that way. So that's going to be my lead of choice. Let's see how it's going to be going for ourselves here. I do have to watch out for the Ditto for sure, but I don't have any kind of setup on my team, so I should not be too bad from there. I guess one of the issues would be that if he's not Choice Scarf Ditto and he copies into my Snorlax, I might be having a struggle to kill that myself, but he would only have 5 PP per move, so I think we should be good versus that. Komodo obviously a huge threat, Gengar is a huge threat, and there's a Komodo lead from his behalf, so this might be his Stealth Rocker and this might be why he would be leading with it, but I don't mind Thunder Waving this thing because I should be guaranteed outspeeding him unless he is Choice Scarf on this, but I do anticipate this to be even like a special defensive for my Giga Gengar, cause he doesn't have really good ghost resist on his team, cause his dark type was pretty bad on his from his behalf, and I don't think he had a normal type on his draft. Like Ditto is not really a normal type, cause it's always imposter ability and swapping its typing from there, but I'll just go for the Thunder Wave if he's Lumberry. A little bit awkward, but then I just swap into my Hatrini and go from there. But we'll see what he does. Hopefully my opponent will realize something, that in a chess timer time you really don't want to spend too much turns between these. And he goes into Ditto. Okay, so he's gonna be copying what I'm gonna be doing, but which is kinda annoying because he knows now my full set and my Thunder Wave surprise kinda goes to the waste. But the good thing is that he should not be able to cripple me by any means, and I should be slower than him thanks to Ditto usually being choice scarf. So I get a free Volt Switch here. He didn't bring his ground type and he doesn't have any kind of electric immunity going from there. So this is okay. I still get my momentum and we go from there. He does go for the Volt Switch. We take this just fine because it's quad resisted thanks to our typing. So it's pretty good from there, and now I'm curious to see what he goes into, and honestly I should be in a good spot going from here, and I should have pretty good responses no matter what he would go into. Maybe like a Rotom of his own being risky would be annoying to see how right here, but he does go into his Orbital. He will see that I have leftovers on this, but it should not be too big of a deal. And now we go for that, and again Orbital cannot run any kind of reducing berries or anything like that, so I should be having a pretty free switching into my Gengar. But the issue would be that if he Gigamaxes, he would be able to blow me back, so I have to watch out for that kind of scenario. One of the other things that I could do is that I go into you and I pretty much just attack anything for free, so I might go Hatrini here, but the other option is going to my Snorlax. I could pull the trigger, go into my Gengar and just Gigamax immediately, ensure that I kill whatever's in front of me. Let's pull the trigger. I know Joey Pokegame says always who Dynamaxes first loses, but I think on this scenario it's just too good of opportunity not to go for my attacking move and just try to punish him earlier. Let's go for the first time in the APA Academy. We're gonna be Gigamaxing with our Gengar, and it's going to be looking as shiny as well, so that's pretty cool. But I'm gonna do, like, I have to Gigamax just in case if he Gigamaxes of his own. He does swap out, goes into his Kommo, but because I'm gonna be Gigamaxing here, he is not gonna be immune to this. And the beauty of the signature move or ghost move from Gengar, he is trapped here, which means that this is gonna free up my Hatrini beautifully going from here. So let's go Gengar. I love the Gigamax. See, I'm kind of happy that they found a way in APA to make the Gigamaxes work, because obviously in a Wi-Fi they look phenomenal, and hopefully you guys are gonna be enjoying this action. And there we go, we do significant amount of damage to this thing. Holy crap, I love it. And honestly, at this point I could consider just going for max ooze, because that gives me plus special attack. So I will do just that and assure me that it's gonna be a lot harder for him to revenge kill me, because I have a lot of bulk on this guy too. So I'm gonna be doing just that, and there we go. We got the kill, we get the special attack boost, and now Gigamax Gengar is in, man. The only thing that I can see him able to revenge kill me would be his Gengar, and he's pretty much have to go for Shadow Ball. And I can make a decision right now. Do I kind of waste my last turn of Gigamax, or do I just bank on the fact that I can live this hit and go from there, because I do have a lot of HP investment on this guy. So let's see what my opponent does. I am managed to able to get rid of the Kommo, which is huge, cause that really just frees up my Hatrini. And let's see. He does go into the Roto Wasp, but little does he know that I have max overgrowth coming to his way, so I can get this one off too if he happens to stay in, and hopefully he does. He might not think that I run Energy Ball, and I do outspeed him. He is not Choice Scarf, and there we go. We're gonna just bodied the shit out of this thing. Let's go, GenGar. We got the 2 kills and the grassy terrain just in case if I need a reliable, well, not reliable recovery, but passive recovery to any of my mons that might have to come in right now. For example, his only way kind of checking me once I go into my normal form back again would be his Cinderace. If it's like a really offensive and has Zen Headbutt or like Bandit Pyro Ball could be one of his way to check me. Orbido Gigamaxi would be one of the other ways, and then Gengar just banking on a speed tie would be another thing. Cause he necessarily doesn't know unless he's running cogs that if I'm modest or not. And I'm not actually max special attack modest either. So there might be a case that even if he tries to make cogs, he cannot really tell that if he can kill me from here. But I do go for my back into my regular form. So at this point I don't think there's any reason for me to risk this. So I just go into my Quillfish and go from here and see what he does. But he has Roto-Was and Komodo Gun, so those are pretty huge. Now obviously he has the opportunity any given time when he brings his Orbital in to Gigamax himself and kind of mess me off from there. But I do have Snorlax, I do have my Assault Vest Hatrini to slow it down, and I still have my Gengar and High Shayquaza to outspeed it from there. And I don't think it should have any ways to boost up its speed unless he goes for Agility and then starts doing some work from there. But let's see what he decides to do with this Cinderace. I could see Pyro Ball come into my way. He does go for the Zen Headbutt, which is understandable play. But that won't be too jack shit to us. We take that like a boss, man. And he's able to gain a little bit of recovery from there. And now I'm able to gain some of my own as well. And now I can kind of see that do I want to stay in and attack with, like, for example, one of my stabs. But I need to check what he had in the back. He has the Orbital, he has the Ditto, he has the Gengar. I think I'm okay just damaging even the Ditto. So I'm gonna go for the Liquidation. I don't have to like try to swap out or predict on this turn. So I'll just go for the attack. He probably goes into Ditto. He doesn't go into Ditto. He goes into the Orbital. Okay. So he has to take this damage. He already saw my item. But this could be the turn when he tries to mess me up from here on out. But I'm doing good amount of damage to him. And he gains a little bit of recovery from there. So now I have to decide that who I use as a pivot for this. I do anticipate myself using Hatrini for this, cause Snorlax is a lot more valuable cause it can't beat the Cinderace if I have Chopo Berry intact and that kind of stuff. So I think I'll just do that. I'm not gonna think about it. Let's go into my Hatrini. And we have the Assault Vest to help dealing with it. And I have Mystical Fire to lower his special attack. And even Nuzzle if he tries to Agility up. So we should be fine. This also covers potential Sticky Webs if he would go for those. He does go for the Calm Mind immediately. So I do want to Nuzzle this thing. For sure. And let's see. It's a little bit annoying because my best ways to revenge kill it are special attackers, so Calm Mind is definitely annoying set, but I do go for the Nuzzle immediately. Kind of slow it down for sure at initially, because I do pack the Assault Vest, so I should be able to pack the Gigamax move or the Bug Buzz as well relatively fine. This is a neutral hit, we take it just fine, and now I can go for the Nuzzle and slow this thing guy down. Go from there. It should not mean that I still outspeed it, but I can go for the Mystical Fire right now. And the Grassy Terrain actually is coming handy here, even though it gave him some form of recovery. I actually rather have some recovery of my own instead. I don't mind the trade-off. And I do get lucky at bad and immediately get the full para. I'm sorry, but that's kind of funny on its own. And we do good amount of damage. And we do get the guaranteed special attack drop, so that's pretty nice. No need to think this again. If he decides to swap out into Cinderace, I'll take that damage. And he has recovered, so his Calm Mind, Dual Stab, and this. So that's a little bit annoying, but I can keep going for this. And we just go from there. This could turn a little bit ugly if he's able to start doing this more and more, but he's not gaining any special attacks boost. So do I have any reason to try to swap out here? I don't think I do. I'd rather just keep doing this and go from there. Like, I feel like eventually he will try to Gigamax himself, but I'd rather have the special attack being lowered, and once he goes for the Gigamax moves, I should be fine, and I get a critical hit right there. So that's like one of the things, like if he keeps doing this, the paralyzation plus the chance of me critting him are not necessarily in his favor to do, and I do get that one up, man. I'm being lucky and bad here. Like, obviously that wasn't the really cleanest way to take it out, and he didn't really get the... Well, he has still one turn actually, so he has one more opportunity to be able to recover from here, and he doesn't. So, god damn, man, I feel dirty after this. Even though I have taken a shower today, I still feel really dirty after this one. I'm really sorry, Zombie. Like, I'm laughing, and I shouldn't be laughing, because it's really bad to my opponent, and I would feel really, really pissed off about that. So, man, but that's the game we played. That's the game we played, and I'm really sorry. I did the nozzle kind of like speed control it down, but in hindsight, it was just really terrible that ended up happening to him. Now I just go into my Snorlax. Honestly, I don't have to risk this thing on this scenario. I can go for the Earthquake, but... Man, I cannot get over the fact that my opponent, the one turn he's trying to pull it a little bit back on his side and put me in a top position, it does end up getting paralyzed so many times. So, that's rough. That's really rough. I can go for the Earthquake. Nothing wants to take it. Even if he goes into Ditto, it's fine. And obviously I cannot click Body Slam in front of a Gengar out of his own. I don't know if he's choice locked or not, so we have to wait and see what he decides to do. I'm in a fantastic spot, partly because of how I played the early game, but partly also because I'm really lucky and bad. Like, god damn, man, I'm like, that makes you like not really as satisfied for a potential win. Knock on wood, I assume I can still win. He does go for the Nasty Blood. Hold on. He is trying to pull it back, but I do have the Chopo Berry on this thing, and I have a good amount of attack investment too. So are you able to live this hit? I don't think you did. I think, yeah, that we took that thing out because I have attack investment to Oko a Gengar. At least the majority of the time. I'm pretty sure I made it guaranteed unless he had more bulk investment that I thought he would having. And here, I think I pretty much just stay in, go for Earthquake, because I have the Chopo Berry for a high jump kick. If he goes for Fireball, I have Thick Fat, so we should be fine from there. And if he turns into Ditto, I'm pretty good just beating it 1v1. So this might be pretty sort of like convincing. Oh, he brought setup as well. Like any given moment I say this might be a good win, immediately he goes for a setup. I'm like, uh-oh, I cannot really try to jinx this for myself, but I do do a good amount of damage to him. So Chopo Berry should be able to still enable me to live this hit, barring a crit, knock on wood. And we do, like, he does land it, and let's see. I do anticipate myself living this hit, and we do leave it in a good amount of health, so that's pretty nice. And now we just go for the Earthquake, and I would like to think this kills. Meaning that this will be the case, that I probably can go into my Rotom and scout what he's gonna be locking himself into. If he clicks Body Slam, I just swap into my Gengar and finish it from there. If he locks himself into Earthquake, well, he's in a tough spot, so I don't think he has a position with this Ditto, unless he is not Choice Scarf to really do anything from here. So he's gonna be going for the Imposter, seeing my potato kind of Snorlax set when I'm running Rest Talk and 2 attacks. But here I just go into my Rotom, see what he locks himself into, and then I can click Low Switch from there and get a little bit of chip on him. And we'll see what ends up happening from there. If he clicks Body Slam, yeah, he does. So, worst case scenario, oh, that did a damage. Okay, he got a crit right there, but I'm not gonna be complaining about this. I am not in a position to complain about any hacks at this point. So, I'll be just nice and quiet about this. I would like to think I still outspeed a Choice Scarf Snorlax with my speed investment, so I can get this Volt Switch off. Now I'm very curious to see if he is Quick Claw or not, or something other than the you know what, like if he happens to be other than Choice Scarf Ditto, he deserves to get another kill, but I don't think that would be the case. I do feel like Ditto most of the time is choice scarf, so let's see if that would be the case. I'll just go for the Sludge Waves and just finish it from there. Because he also, like, Snorlax is very bulky, but because Ditto only has its own HP, it's not going to be taking these too well, whereas normally, like, Snorlax would be tanking these because it has a ridiculous PDF, and it also has even more insane HP stat, but on Ditto's case it has the base 48 HP, so that's pretty much it, and this most likely should be, as long as he didn't like bluff it for whatever reason, going for another body slam in front of my Gengar, this should be a 6-0 win for us. Not the most proudest 6-0 win I could really say to have, but you know, it was a game at least. I wanna say good game, but I cannot say and really mean it in a sense, cause like I played it well, but just that scenario with Orbeetle made me feel really guilty about the scenario, but it's outside of my hands. I think I made the proper plays, and I'm just gonna take what the game given to him, to me at this point, and hopefully my opponent, at least I really do hope that he has better luck going forward. Thankfully for his case, we do play 12 weeks during the regular season, so 1 week of loss, even though it's a very tough loss of 6, so if he can bounce back, he made some transactions, if he just gets few Ws from here, he can really reposition himself properly after this kind of loss. But this happens to everyone, so go and check him out, or make sure to go some and give some support, leave a like to his video. Hopefully he managed to upload this. I know he doesn't have Elgato, so I have to send him this footage. So hopefully when he's able to provide his own content, make sure to leave him a like and a support, cause he didn't deserve this fate this week. But we ourselves are moving on 1-0, so I cannot complain about that. I'm happy about the win. It was the goal that I wanted to go into this battle, obviously just trying to win. And week 2, I don't actually remember who we go up against, but stay tuned for that. I believe our upload should be Sundays every single time. If not, I mentioned on the draft analysis, which I will have to still record myself, that what's the actual date. I think it's either Saturday or Sunday, so hopefully one of those two. And you're gonna be seeing, based on when this video goes up, what's the actual uploading date. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you're new, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more APA Academy Draft League content, as well as our UBL Season 4, which is also going on in our channel. And until next time, thank you all for watching again, and I'm gonna be seeing you guys later.